Righto, everything should be up and running and working, microphone should be connected, and with that we should be able to go live. So, what's happening? How are you staying? I hope everyone's having a belter. This is a big game for a lot of fucking reasons. We need to win this one. I hope everyone's very well, because it's a pretty major match. We need to win this. Obviously the midweek match with Rangers went their way. We need to bounce back. We need to bounce back with some fucking vengeance. Hope everyone's doing well. Nice to see you, Craig, mate. First one in, we always appreciate that. But aye, this one's going to be a pretty interesting one. My mental health ain't all there. I'm going to be up front right now. This is not going to be an energetic high up stream or anything by any stretch, but I'm going to do my best. Everything sounds perfect. We'll love to see it, mate. Let's say hello to everyone else. How you doing, Chateau? Nice to see you as well, mate. It's been a while since I've seen you in chat, so fabulous to see you, mate. Hope you're well. I actually need to speak to you later on. I think it's to do with this nation, if you don't mind. But very cool to see you. Nice to see you as well, Jim. Good afternoon, Cass. Hope you're well, mate. Very good for the most part mentally. Like I said, shot to shit, but it is what it is. I'll be fine. We'll bounce back. Everything's good in that sense. But yeah, I'm more just looking forward to the game. Hopefully we can round off the start to the weekend in a good enough way. How you doing, Jock? Nice to see you as well, mate. Quadruple treble, love to see it. Great name, mate. How you doing, Jock, as well? Love to see it. Lizzie as well, how you doing? Wee bit nervy. Everyone is probably in unanimous call with this. We'll get into the lineups for those that are just in here to have a little gander. It's a pretty interesting one, I'll be honest with you. Taylor's back in the lineup for those that have missed it. For those that haven't obviously seen the news, he's going to be obviously starting this game. But the rest of the team pretty much remains relatively unchanged. It's going to be Hart, Taylor, Scales, Welsh, Ralston, Maeda, O'Reilly, McGregor, Palmer, Furuhashi playing as that inverted forward again, and Ida as our solo man up front. Although again, it would have made more sense to play on this type of situation. It makes sense. Ida's in good form, but Kilmarnock are basically playing the same way that they've always played. They're going with that good old-fashioned familiar 4-3-1-2 or 3-4-1-2, I should say. The kind of shape that allows them to get crosses in, allows them to pop them high and force the ball out. Cause as many problems as they can possibly do. It's definitely an interesting one for their lineup. But their lineup's Dennis, Finlay, Wright, Mayo, Armstrong, Polworth, Donnelly, and Dabbit, Kennedy, Vassell, and Watkins. Obviously, the ones to watch out for is pretty much their inverted full backs. Armstrong and Ndaba, they can certainly cause damage when they fold up and pincer in. Obviously, we've seen it twice this season already. They can cause problems on quick breaks, so ideally we need to make sure that we do that. On the bench, for those that are curious, we'll start with Kilmarnock. We've got Mackenzie on the bench, Watson, Balagizi, Murray, Davies, O'Hara, Stewart, Mackay-Stevens, and Kevin Van Veen. And obviously in Celtic's substitutions, pretty much the usual stuff with the exception of Kelly still staying in there somehow. But Bain, Bernardo, Bernabe, Iwata, O is on the bench as well, Nowitzki, Yang and Kuhn. So there's a couple of good options that we can turn to should we need them. Obviously, Noah Bada again, we don't really need to touch on why, it's kind of obvious. But here's a little look at the league table before we kick off today. It's a big one, very important that we get a good result here. 61 points, we're all tied, we're simply leading on goals for. So if we win today, we need to win comfortably, we need to win big, and we need to do it in a very effective way to make sure that we're calm and composed enough to do what's necessary. Smash and Chateau, appreciate that, mate. It's just a couple of general questions, because it kind of ties into the mental problems. I'll explain it to you after the stream, Chief. There you go. I was going to say, Lizzie, it's like usually at the start of streams it can be a little bit different. It can cause some problems. We might lag out a little bit here and there, but I assure you that it hasn't crashed on my end. How you doing, John? Nice to see you, man. As always. How you doing, Chief? You fancy us for a big win today? You think 4 or 5-0? Well, Kelly are a good side, Chief. They can certainly cause damage. I don't think it's going to be that comfortable. We were speaking last night to a couple of people in the Discord as well. I think the overall consensus is it's going to be a tight game, but we need to play fast and we need to play effectively. It's not going to be 3, 4, 5-0. I highly doubt that, to be honest with you. But if we keep doing what's necessary, maybe get that early goal, we can push for a 2-3-0 type win. But I see Kelly scoring because realistically our defence hasn't been the greatest. So if we can keep them quiet, if we can keep them from getting those chances, yeah, simple, easy 2-3-0 win. But if they come out of the gates in the opening 15 minutes and cause some problems, or at least try to cause some problems, it could be a 2-1, 3-1 type scoreline. I still think we win regardless, because this is a game we should be winning, especially under the pressure and circumstance that we've put ourselves in. We've done it to ourselves, so quite simply put, we need to win this game. There's no other choice. Obviously, I know that a lot of people will probably be popping in and out of curiosity. How you doing, Bear? Nice to see you, Chief. You're hoping for 4, is it? Damn, I gotta love that, gotta love it. But yeah, it's definitely up in the air, especially when it comes to the early kind of proceedings of this game. It will tell us a lot about what we're going to do. So, but it's nice to see people in nice and early for this game. I'm obviously, again, I'm not sure where it's being shown, but it's definitely not being shown in the UK. So, you know, I had to do a little bit of you know, sacred ingredients, crawn, to be able to watch this game. But I wasn't going to miss it for any reason. How you doing, Alan? Nice to see you, man. Hope you're well. But it's a pretty curious one, because obviously a lot of the pre-match build-up has more or less been about, I mean, I'll go back onto this screen for now. I'll pull up the lineups when we're getting closer to kick-off and stuff like that. But yeah, we basically got the got the fans against the boat today. I'm not honestly sure what the plan is. According to Flash or Dylan, you know, the one that goes to all the home games, apparently there's going to be a massive protest when it comes to the whole Palestine flag situation. But there's also the possibility of the whole silence until we score thing that the North Club were planning. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Love to see it, Alan. That's what we love to see. How you doing, MK, mate? Hope you're well. Do you expect all the lads to play the one way and then see the... well, this is the thing, if we kind of come out and play with the identity that we did in the St Mirren game, where, yeah, look, we kind of give them the ball sometimes, but there's still that kind of formality in attack, we'll be fine. But Kelly are a team that can prioritise set pieces and quick balls over the top, and realistically that's going to be the thing that we need to keep an eye out for, especially, like I said, in Daba and Armstrong. They can cause the problems. If one good ball in behind for either one of those, then you can have Vassell or Watkins just simply pop it over the keeper, because, I mean, the best example I can think of was the first time that we played. Apart from the weather's not exactly fabulous today, but then again, when is it in Scotland? But 2 minutes left to go, I might as well read you out the lineups for anyone that's just come in. But yeah, we'll start with our lineup, makes the most sense. Home side, it's Joe Hart in between the sticks with Craig Taylor. Love to see that, nice to see him back. Regardless of how I might have felt about him at some stages in this season, it's always good to have our main left back back. But obviously Scales and Welsh, the centre back pairing, they continue their little partnership, so to speak. But Ralston is still in the right back spot. Johnston's still out with the fractured cheekbone. Maeda, O'Reilly, McGregor and Palmer playing in that flat pack 4. So again, it's not going to be that 3 in the midfield. It's more or less going to be the roaming 2, and I'd imagine either Scales or Welsh will step in, most likely Welsh, just to kind of give us a little bit of dynamics when we could want to push forward. And like I said, Furuhashi and Ida will be the ones that lead the line for us. Kelly's lineup is as follows. We've got Will Dennis in between the sticks with Stuart Findlay, Wright and Mayo completing their back line. Obviously Armstrong and Ndaba are more or less their inverted wing backs, or left mid, right mid, whatever way you want to look at it. They're more or less going to be playing as kind of a counter-attack of defenders, so to speak. Donnelly and Polworth hold up their midfield line though, with Kennedy, Vassell and Watkins making up their front line. We've got good options on the bench. I'll leave that up for a few seconds if you want to take a little gander at who we've got, but there's a couple of good options we can take, as do they. Obviously the ones to watch out for, obviously Van Veen for Kelly. If if they bring him on, there could be some problems. Obviously Mackay Stephen, being an ex-Celt, may have a point to prove against us, and obviously Kieran O'Hara is a solid player as well, so he's one to watch out for. But the ones for us, obviously, should we need them, we have stability in Navritsky, we have good midfield composure in Awata, and obviously Bernardo too. And should we need them, obviously Yang and the others can come on and do what's necessary. That's the minimum, that's the main goal. As long as we can keep them quiet, life is good. Okay, it's going to be a very, very good game. It's not exactly what I would call a packed out stadium by any means. I'm keeping an eye out to see if I can see Dylan. because I always do that whenever it kind of pans over the north curve. But the sub goal for the day is a relatively easy one. It's just 1,150. So if you don't mind, if it's possible, if you're willing and able, please consider subscribing. It's the best way to help the channel. And yeah, thank you very much. And just make sure everything's working. Yeah, there was a couple of things outside the ground, but nothing too major. Like I said, it's not exactly what I'd call a packed out stadium. The Green Brigade are waving flags. There's obviously the Palestine flags. We knew there would be a couple of them. So the DV studios are avoiding the sec. I know. I mean, kind of makes sense. The players are walking out now, though. So, like I said, we'll be on the way relatively soon. We'll be a little bit even more behind than usual because this is again, no easier way to watch it. Can't even fill your stadium. Fair enough in most aspects, dude, but it's like 95% full. You know what I mean? It's like still got more than your full capacity crowd inside of it at the moment, so it's, you know what I mean? Hey there, Marcos, nice to see you, mate. Salute from Argentina, we'll love to see it, mate. Salute straight back to you, we'll love to see that, man. You were in Kilkee last night, hell yeah, we'll love to see it. I'll just read out the lineups one or, well, a last time just before we get underway. I said this one's going to be a bit more delayed on my end, but the scoreboard's live up there so that you can see it. Obviously when I switch back onto Streamlabs I won't, so try and limit the spoilers for this one if you don't mind, but we'll love to see it shoot low. That's good. Is this match on TV? It's not on TV, Connor, at least if you're inside the UK. It is if you're outside of it. If you're outside the UK and Ireland, it's on Celtic TV. I'm not really sure if Kilmarnock's got a streaming service that they're doing it on, but besides that, there's no real much what turn up grace. Well, there's not a lot of atmosphere, again, admittedly, in the early stages of the game, but the boys are basically up, ready and raring to go. We'll give us a refresh because we should be thingied on this one. Like I said, I'll be a little bit more delayed than usual, I'd imagine, because it's, you know, a stream upon a delayed stream upon then a fucking, you know, there's going to be like 2 minutes of delay between me seeing it and it going through here. It's a bit of a bastard, but it is what it is. Still here to supply the goods, no matter what. I'll see if I can find I mean, this is the best quality source one I could find, but if I could get one that's a little bit further ahead, and that's the goal. But you can hear the noise, there's some good passion there at the very least. So I don't think it's going to be a silence until we score type scenario. I think there's at the very least some form of noise. We'll have to see that. How you doing, sandwich, mate? Let's hear the singing of Grace. Well, you could hear it. Fabulous. If you couldn't, rip. Sorry, my bad. Can't find anything that's better than what I've already got. And again, this is why it always sucks whenever they do this thing where you can't fucking see what's happening outside the goddamn the UK. But it is what it is. Well, there's a good call inside straight out the gate there. They could get it going, but they don't exactly move it into the correct space. Kelly are going to try and pickpocket the ball back. Well, they've kind of pulled it back for a foul anyway. Bit of an interesting start, only a minute into the game, and it's been a little bit push and pull. Liverpool 1-4-1, we'll love to see that. Good news, man. Thank you for telling me, mate. Exactly it, Shuto. Come on, you boys are good. We just need to have a good start, simple and pure. If we can keep them from going into the game, fabulous. But again, we know that for the first 15-20 minutes any given half, we can either be the better side or completely and utterly under the caution. There's no real in between. So I'm curious to see how we start this one. It's a good spread and touch by O'Reilly, but it's going to be stole away. Poloff's just going to kind of roll that one up, no real pressure on it. Gathered by Skills. Turn this down a little bit just so you there's no pure audio delay. How you doing, first cut, mate? Hope you're well. Hope everything's good on your end, Chief. Bye. As long as we have a good enough start, we should be good, man. I just fucking hope that we don't be the first team to concede, because that's when things get annoying and frustrating, and we really don't want that to happen. It's all about starting as we mean to go on, especially when we don't have too many games at home. This is the first of 2. This month, that's an awkward one. Kelly have won it back, they've waved play on, so there could be a chance to go up that left hand side, and that's exactly where they go. And there is those in-swingers that we were talking about, where they can get those chances. It's kind of popped down, it's just kind of picked up and cleared away in the end by Stephen Welsh. No real pressure on it in the end, but it could have been dangerous. Not willing to take too many risks, Kelly. They're just keeping the ball close to hand and then just swinging them in as soon as they see a bit of space. I'm pretty sure Vassell would have been offside there. The flag was up when Vassell made the run anyway, so when you get the goal difference up, players need to step up into the jersey now. Absolutely. You see, this is the thing about these types of games. You kind of get your character tested. You know how they talk about champions' performances. These are the games where you get tested. It's a big one for us, obviously, but it's also an equally big game for Kelly. They're 4th in the table and they're still chasing. Obviously, they're a little bit behind Hearts, but it solidifies their standing, and deservedly so. There's a good half header, to be fair. Didn't quite fall the way that it should have. Maybe I think it was either Armstrong or Polworth that was on the end of that one. It was just kind of popped up towards the back stick, headed quite softly, admittedly, and it was straight into the hands of Hart. No real problems in the end, but could have been much worse for us. Absolutely true that, Stephen. Oof, Palmer's just been wiped there. Referee doesn't see any need to put a booking in as of now, but it was a bit of a horse challenge for Vassell. We've got the ball moving anyway. Goal difference is going to be huge, especially when let's push and pull until the next time that we face each other. Ideally, there's a good chance Maeda just couldn't quite do the right thing there. It was the right idea. Again, we're shaping him up the right way. It was a good ball in behind, but he was never really going to get there on the chase. If he did, there was 2 people in the box that he maybe could have dinked it to, but Kelly had bodies there to cover it as well, so I don't really think too much would have came for it, even if he did. That's not to necessarily worry about that. That's a good head off the Ralston. He's won it back and there's a chase on. Ida's going to put some pressure on, but it's not really going to cause too many real problems. Kennedy pops it forward and there might be a bit of a chase on, but I think Hart realised very quickly that was going to go out. The Caucasian reaction makes losing a goal feel like it's more real than it is. I'm good at conveying my emotions, I suppose. What's the term for it? I mean, I said at the start of this stream, I'm not having a great mental day, so if bad things go wrong, I won't be a very happy chappy. I'll say that much, but it is, I'm doing my best to just vibe through it, you know what I mean? It's not been a fun week. But it can be slightly redeemed if we can get a good 4-5-0 win. That's the minimum. Put the pressure on Rangers. Oh yeah, that's the thing. The minimum that we need to do now is be like, 2-3-0 kind of wins. Try not to concede goals. Try not to make stupid mistakes. And just keep consistent. Again, we were doing it fine at the start of the season when everyone was, fit and raring to go. There's a good spread over the top. Maeda just didn't really correct his run quick enough. And Darbyl will be there to kind of put some form of pressure on, but it's not really necessary. Simple. Why did I read that in like a holy accent? It's time. Time for Celtic to stalk their huge gonads onto the table and proclaim, "These are our testicles. There are many testicles like ours, but these are a huge Premier Division winning sex. That'd be great. The league is ours. We keep faith until it's absolutely done and dusted. Until that whistle goes and it's confirmed. I have faith. I wouldn't honestly be able to tell you. First cut. That was a good pass. Go. Run it. Run it. Should have ran it into the space there. Instead he kind of cuts out away for Palmer. Wasn't the smartest choice, but maybe we can... That's literally why it wasn't the smartest choice. It was like 2v1 that. We do win the ball back inside our half, so there is still some pressure there, but nowhere near as much as we could have got. Palmer does have a crack, but it cannon straight off a Mayo. Kelly clear the lines, will put some pressure on it, but Welsh will just kind of pop up ahead of his man, steal the ball back, and simple stuff. Greetings from County Clare, Ireland. I always love seeing that comment, man. Makes me smile. That was a good pass out towards space. He could look for options here. Chase it, son. There we go. You need to put a little bit more oomph in the play. That's decent. There's obviously other games going on in the SPFL right now, so we'll probably give them a little check at half time for anyone that's curious about what's going on in those ones. Clean sheet's a must. If we don't keep a clean sheet, then realistically it shows that the problems are still very much there. There's a handball call, although to be fair it would be very harsh. I don't think Kelly would be best pleased about that, and again, not really much he can do, so we'll just play on. Kelly goal kick, then it's up to step it and punt it to Falk. Sends it high and wide, looking for options. Can I eventually gather? Not really the best taking touch for Kelly. Ralston just kind of pickpockets him. Played back into space. There's the switch from Mayo. That's what we're kind of keeping an eye out for, those stretched passes that kind of force our backline to open up, especially the four in the midfield as well. We need someone that to just step in at the right times, especially when it comes to those quick balls. There's a good example of it, but an equally good example of defensive awareness. Welsh kind of cuts in front of his man, puts it away. I love that. Bro, I'll be fucking real with you. I'll be real with you, Cabbage. See, because there's not a lot of things I actually care about, when there is something I care about, I like obsess over it, you know what I mean? Like I'm full on about it, so I very much care about this club. So I'd rather that it shows some care about me and just give me something to smile about. It'd be quite nice. There's some good push and pull there between the midfield there. Celtic have it back in the end. No spread at play from the throw in. Why would you go backwards there? I'm pretty sure literally everyone else is forwards. There we go. Welsh goes out towards that right hand side. Here's Ralston. A little bit better. We're starting to kind of slowly step into space. That's what we need. It's the minimum. Need to watch Van Veen's on. Oh, go! Palmer! Palmer! It's gone! For fuck's sake! Right idea, shit execution, but fair enough. We move. That's the type of stuff we need. Big opportunity, but it doesn't quite work out for us. Still not exactly comfortable for them. So we still have it very much in their area. Here's Taylor. Runs it out to Palmer. Palmer steps to the side, tries to just shimmy it. Eventually goes back into the midfield space where Welsh is waiting. Some 1-2 plays over the top. There's a shot. It's not the greatest taking touch. I think it's just not the... I should have done a lot better with that, man. Yeah, mate. When you care about a club, the reactions are raw. That's the best way to put it. That's so unlucky for Palmer, man. He did well to shimmy past his man, but just couldn't get it underneath Dennis. Nothing but respect for him for trying it, but it was never really going to work. probably be seeing Scott in chat later on. Hey then, Joseph, nice to see you, Chief Mate. Chief Mate, I've just said that in 2 words to introduce you there, but I hope you're well, man, hope you're well. And how you doing, Shane? Love to see you as well, man. Here's a good opportunity for us up towards the left hand side, gets it into space, run. McGregor does well, just opts for the safe passage of play, doesn't take too many risks, eventually kinda plays a good, that's good. Palmer, run it, man. Standing your man up isn't exactly the smartest move when he's like 5-6 inches taller than you. You ain't getting past him in terms of physicality. Kelly deal with it, they do pop it away, but we still have the ball back. There's a lot more high end pressure from us. Kelly try that switch again though, they almost pull it off to be fair to them, but it was never really going to work out. Oh well, there it is there. I was going to say that, I just looked over and seen your notification in the Discord there. Yeah, definitely by no means our full strength lineup, but certainly one that can do the job. We've had a relatively calm opening to the game, you know what I mean? Kelly haven't really done too much. They've had half opportunities, so to speak, so far. Welsh. Ralston, nice idea if he can keep it on the deck. Ida's just kind of went in for high foot there, so it's just going to be pulled up for a foul. A little bit silly, but it is what it is. I've been alright, Chief. I've been what's the word for it? Just head down and vibing. That's the best way to put it. So yeah, always hate Valentine's Day when it comes around. I'll be real. So yeah, mentally it's what it is. That's why I'm here, because I'm like I need to take my mind off things. So stream time, baby. That's what we're doing. There's a good chance for us to do something out of this break. I mean, Ralston's taking his sweet time to pick his throw in. Eventually gets it. There we go. Cut back to the Englishman. Eventually switched out to Welsh. Let's see if he's going to take a little gander. Does in the end. I appreciate that first comment, that's really kind. This Cabbage, we all want to win by 4 or 5-0, but unfortunately this Celtic isn't Angie's Celtic. If this was last year, yeah, I would comfortably say 4 or 5-0, but nah, this is the Rodgers way, although that could work out. Kyogo does kind of win the ball back, but it pops up to Dennis and he just takes no risk and just absolutely fucks it straight out to the side. Fair enough. For one for us. Appreciate that, Scott. Very kind of you, man. They've done the exact same thing again, that. Very rinse and repeat with Kelly. They're regimented in how they're attacking. They're not really trying to use the midfield at all. They're just taking options, seeing space, and then thinking it over, trying to look for any real option. Doesn't work out for them, unfortunately, but Celtic are doing just about enough to say that they're the better team, especially in the opening stages of the match, although again Kelly are going to want to just kind of sit and hustle out some energy from us, and then once we get to like the 35th kind of minute. Oh, how you doing, Kenny, mate? I just totally missed your message there, sorry, mate. I've been absolutely fine, man. Hope you're well, hope you're good. Stay positive, front. Oh, that's really kind of you, Shane. Yeah, no, that's literally why I'm why I'm kind of doing this. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not going to go into details of my life story or anything like that, but I don't have a good track record when it comes to like relationships and things like that. Or more or less, I mean, I've only had one relationship and it was an online one, so yeah, whenever this time of year comes round, it's pure thingy for me, because again, I just kind of sat in my house, like, it's a wee bit sad, but it is what it is. It'll pass, like all things. Was it on, mate? It's not on anything inside the UK, although if you are looking for a source, I would recommend Free Streams. That would probably be one I'd recommend if you're looking for one if you're inside the UK, or if you're outside of it, it'll probably just be on whatever sports channels are in your country, I presume. Bury the next chance, aye, that's Joseph, if we bury the next chance I'll be a lot happier, trust me. So smile will come across my face at the speed of fucking sound. Celtic to win by 2, you say? Oh. It's an interesting one. You're not too far off what I went for. I mean, I kind of said 2-0, but if Kelly played better, 2-1. It's kind of what I said last night in the... when I think I was speaking to Chris, actually, in Discord last night, and we were talking about like what the realistic outcome of this game is, and we're like, as much as we want to say there's a chance for Maeda, but he's, fuck's sake, lad, come on, man. Great ball in for Kyogo, doesn't really do anything wrong with that, but Maeda just can't keep it under control. Rip Aroni, pepperoni, we move. You think it's going to be a 2-1 Kelly? I can't fault it, I absolutely can't fault it, you know what I mean? If Kelly sit in, hold their line, and then counter attack with the right kind of mindset and when to take their chances, by all stretch they can win this game. But the way that I'm looking at it, especially based on what I've seen in the opening stages of this match, we've got the pressure, they're kind of trying to ride it out. If we can keep them doing that for the whole 90 minutes, we'll have more opportunities than them. It's just about if we can take them. Palmer goes for the inside switch between him and Taylor. Eventually just kind of put back to Scales. It's a bit of a loose one, to be fair. Hearts on the chase to kind of get to it, and then decides to punt it out for a throw in anyway. That's incredibly stupid, but it is what it is. Just a slack touch for Scales, kind of let his man in behind. He did win the ball back, so there's no foul on Polworth or anything, but Kelly would love to beat us today. Kelly would love to do a lot of things today. If they win, it keeps them in very good shape to be basically within the within European kind of play, and that's what they're kind of fighting for, I would imagine. They've definitely been good enough to merit their position, but in this game so far, it's more or less kind of what we thought, you know, kind of quick, interchangeable long balls, trying to find those in behind, like runs that just don't necessarily work out. There's another foul there. O'Reilly's been pulled up this time, I think, for a foul on right. Was a foul on right, I was correct number 4. Oh, thank you very much, Liam, for the sub. That's very kind of you, man. If you have your public sub settings on, you get a little notification. But thank you very much. We're 2 away for 1,150, and that's the sub goal for this stream. And if we had it before half time, smashing. You're a Gers fan, but Celtic are doing better than us. Well, I appreciate the honesty, mate. You're not the only Rangers fan that's in here. I will be fully honest with you right now, Chief. We've got a couple of good ones. We have Gaz. He's one out of the gate that, you know, he's like the prime example of a Rangers fan that comes in and just has conversations. So as long as you're fine about it, mate, we're fine here. Give and take. There's a call coming out for Donnelly. Just a little bit rash there, you know. Just kind of dangling a leg out for Maeda. I totally missed that the first time round. I thought it was for the foul on Kyogo, admittedly, but no. Donnelly's the first yellow card of the game. With Maeda back from the Asian Cup, we should feel a lot better for the rest of the season. Surprised Kyogo was not called up, but it was good for Celtic. If it wasn't, yeah, it would have been worse. If basically if we'd lost all our key like Asian talent, we would have been fucked, man. Like Kyogo was a big part of what made us like really, you know, pushed us over the line, so to speak, over you know, period of the Asian Cup where we didn't have, you know, Maeda, Hatate or you know, it's just like we need those types of players, and the fact we have them back now is obviously a big boost, like, don't get me wrong, but they weren't players that we should be looking at going, oh yeah, no, they're the ones that we necessarily need to have. It's like there were players we already had in summer, you know, we had an entire transfer window to fix those issues. Come on, King Kyogo, get a goal. We'll love to see it, man. You know, it's a good thing when, like, see if you think about it, why do all of the good strikers that we ever have, we give them royal names, which is ironic considering the fact that's kind of a Rangers thing, isn't it? Like, you know, you have King Henrik, you have Prince Edward, and now we have King Kyogo. Oh, we can do some of this, maybe. Chase, run. Good. Shoot! Fucking shoot, son! Oh, you... Why would you delay that? The build-up play was actually very fucking nice. It was no, you know, interstellar counter-attack, but the passing to get us into space was really good there, and then we just kind of slack it away and give away a throw-in on our own half. Oh, we could have done so much better with that, man. We really should have done so much better with that. It's not even a joke. Really unlucky, but it is what it is. O'Reilly just couldn't swing the shot in time. Just about got blocked away for it. That's a bit of a rip. Lord of the Wing as well, You know what I mean? We always have like those kind of high-end names. They're all fucking sick though, you know what I mean? Nice chase. Oh. Don't mind that. Oh, come on, that's not a fucking foul leader. Jesus Christ. Couple of things there. Daba's been brought down. They've kind of pulled it back for him. Ralston does not look happy, and admittedly he has every right to be. There's nothing in that at all. But Daba does like a weird back heel and then just falls over. That's what it is, I suppose. Janky Johnston. You are the love of my life, oh Janky Johnston. I wish Kyogo could score and maybe Adam either. One or two of those, good for their positivity and confidence. And there's people that I'm looking to get a goal today. Realistically, Palmer, because he's missed a lot of opportunities in recent games. Very nice to see him. Maeda, you know, because the only goal that he has scored since he's came back was that kind of deflected kind of tap in that came off O'Reilly's crossbar hit in the game against St Mirren. So ideally I'd like to see him settle back in and get a goal in this game. Basically, as long as our wingers have a good performance, then the rest of the team should as well. But we need Ida to do a little bit more, because Kyogo's doing a lot of the external running. Like, Ida's just standing there. It's not to say that he's doing nothing. He's clearly trying to hold up Mayo and like allow the wingers to open up space down that right hand side. Just like there, actually, Maeda's got it on the right hand side. Does swing it to the back post. Palmer couldn't really get up to the header in time. It was well defended by Armstrong, and it's going to be a corner kick. Last time Kelly took in from Celtic Park was August 2012. The ham sandwich. Go for blood, mate. We'd love to see it. There's a go. Oh, Scales? I don't understand why he stuck his leg out, but that's an insult. He should have just let that go through. Even if Dennis saved it, it would have been a Scales shot on target. Kyogo lays it off towards the right hand side, and it's switched back in almost instantaneously. Here's Scales. 1-2, there could be an option. Does find it. It's held up well by Ida. He could get the ball across. It is a hit across. Doesn't find anyone in the end though, which is a major surprise, and then the flag eventually goes up. And he actually was a free agent in the summer. I think Celtic could get him in if he's interested. He'd be a good striker and he'll be free. Yeah, plus, I mean, Rodgers knows in the actual fairly well, you know what I mean? So there's probably a high chance that we would be able to get him in, but again, why couldn't we have tried to have done that in January? You know, it would have been a better alternative to Ida. Not to shit on Ida in any way, shape or form, you know what I mean? He's had an alright start, but if you're asking me between, you know, a Norwich City reject or someone that's literally played in the Champions League, I would take the latter. My head, I couldn't hit an empty net. Well, that's why I wanted to change this game, Scotty boy. That's why I wanted to change this game. If we can get that to happen, smashing. Oh shit, that could have been awkward. I mean, it was never really close to being on target, but they kind of like intercepted a weird pass back and just dinked it up and over hot. He'll be a big reason to how the game kind of goes today, especially if Kelly start firing shots. They've been quite quiet, admittedly, in the opening stages, so well, there's nothing to worry about in that regard, but... Scales goes out towards the right hand side. Ralston, that is a ball. Oh, it's a good cut out though, to be fair. Equally good pass, cut out by equally good fucking in-air defence. Just kind of plucks it out with his back heel. Very, very clever touch actually. And after some passing around, eventually it's gathered away. Kennedy really saved that from being an awkward situation, man. That was a lovely ball in behind. Ralston's starting to play like Roberto fucking Carlos. The Jap. Oh, it's just background music, mate. Here's Palmer. Might the best winger in the league. I would say right now, no. But he is one of the best in the league by a comfortable distance. There's a couple of players that have kind of had slightly better seasons if you look across the entire SPFL. But what? Oh, right, okay, I was like, something's happened, but yeah, right, Kelly player's down and I think he needs treatment, so... I'm not sure if they'll be forced into an early change or not, but there's a break in play while we deal with whatever this is. Hey now, Gene, I don't think he meant anything bad about it. Like, Maeda's more of a utility player, you know what I mean? Like, he's designed to get good runs in behind, quick passes off, and then that sort of thing. He's not really a goal-scoring threat. But my god, when he does play well, he is incredibly fun to watch. That's why I can't sit there and hate on him. Like, Maeda's a good player. But he needs to show that consistency a wee bit more. Long time since anyone's called you Scotty boy. I'd kind of do that with anyone's name, to be fair. If it's offensivul in any way, my bad. But when they do score, like, Jesus Christ, savage. I'm not going to read that one out loud, but I don't disagree. We haven't got too much time left in this first half. We're 2/3 of the way through it now. Maeda, good idea. Holds it back and just kind of brings everyone else into play for a second. It's not the greatest pass in behind, but it still works out. Ida's got it. Ralston with the cut back pass. There's certainly options on if he wants to take the route in. He does try it with Kyogo, and it's sort of worked out. Ida's spinning around. It's a weird one. He's not really kept it on. Like every time, it's like we get into the box and we just refuse to pull the trigger when it makes sense to. Should have pulled it there, but instead tries to like cut back in across his man and just tries to take that extra touch, steps over, and then just kind of takes the deck. There's nothing, again, really good defence for Kelly. There's not a single thing off of that in the slightest. They did well, but a little bit disappointing. I can't disrespect it a little bit better from Ida. He's done well to hold that one up as well. Lays it off towards the captain to open up routes. Come on, Celtic score off. I can feel you there, Shane. He's played into space, takes a pop-up. He does just doing a little bit of a Spinala moment with it. He does keep it under wraps. It's just been a bit of a slow first half. You'd kind of hope after a while we would be able to deal with it. The ladder's been pushed over and it's gone out for a throw in. I'm not sure which one they're giving. People are saying Kyogo. Oh, shit, okay. Well, bear in mind I am a little bit of time behind, so bear with me. Here's Palmer, it's out towards the edge of the area. Don't know if my pistol's been pulled. There is Kyogo! It's in the back of the net! Go on, son! You love to see it. The smallest man on the pitch, man. Well, not the smallest man. I mean, Maeda's the smallest man, but the second smallest man on the pitch just scored an absolute salmon-raising header. Raised out of a river, fucking planted straight back over the body of Dennis into the back of the net, 1-0. That's exactly what I was talking about. When we get the hold-up play going, when we just pop it in and just make a move, don't try and hold it up, don't try and be clever, just hit it in. For once it works out, O'Reilly lays it off. Beautiful ball in by Ralston as well, by the way. Can't stress this enough. He has been playing like fucking prime Roberto Carlos this game. And it's an equally fabulous header for Kyogo. I know people talk about his inconsistencies and his finishing, but that is a well taken finish. 32 minutes gone, boys. Celtic 1. Kelly now. That makes me a lot happier. A lot happier. Let's go, hail, hail. Love that Catholic rebel, mate. Nice to see you, mate. It's King Kyogo. We love it, man. He's so good at football. Let's go. Oh shit, we might get in for 2. There's a ball over the top. It's cleared away this time. I don't think Kelly are ever going to allow Kyogo to get in behind on another run again, but at least it worked. That's the main thing. Might have another half chance. Scales is on the edge of their area. Not often you see a centre back basically out towards the edge of the D. It's cleared away by Kelly after a bit of a push and pull moment between Palmer and a couple of the Kelly defenders. But don't think they're willing to take too many risks with that pull off. Just kind of make sure that the lines are cleared and safe. You see the goal coming in the comments, slow the volume, wait for the celebration. Fair enough, man, fair enough. It's played over the... Oh shit, Kelly's on the chase. I love how the flares are already out, man. Like, we score 1 goal and it's like... sea of noise. A lot of Celtic fans were just waiting to see that, man. Just a nice, simple, clean goal. And a header as well. We don't usually score a lot of headers, so it's quite nice to see it, especially for a player that doesn't usually get up into the air much. Pretty big deal for us. But we need to remember this is almost a carbon copy of how the game against Kelly went at Rugby Park. The last time we played them back in November, December I believe. 1-0 up at half time, everything looks peachy, and then all of a sudden Kelly come out with a vengeance. So we need to be wary no matter what, regardless, but having that cushion's always nice to have. Very pleased with the way we've played so far for the most part. A couple of iffy things, just again getting into the box and dancing around a little bit too much, but besides that, nothing I can say that's been great or bad. Just again, middle of the road type of performance. We're also 1 sub away for the sub goal for this stream, so thank you very much. Then we'll be a 100 away from the sub goal for the end of this season, which is fucking insane. Honestly, like genuinely, it's insane. It's a ball over the top for Celtic, but it's not really going to cause too many problems, to be honest with you. Easily dealt with in the end. Dennis just shaping his men up to see where he can send it. Can't say we've had a really bad game at all, man. We've played fantastic for the most part. We just need to, again, stop those easy Route 1 passes for being successful, because that's exactly what I'm talking about there. Kennedy's able to just kind of get out towards the left hand side and force a cross in. Ralston does get a block on it, but it's out for a corner and they could do some real damage. Kelly haven't won at Paradise in decades. In the league 2012, I believe. Someone mentioned it earlier on. That's very kind of you, Kathleen, mate. Very, very kind. So honestly, I appreciate this community more than you think. I'm not. Oh, there's a fucking big chance for Kelly. Piss off with a stick. What are you doing? Why is Poloff causing us so many problems? And again, it's just that simple play it short in, swing and cross. It is their tactic, it's their bread and butter. Thankfully, Hart manages to stand up strong. He does not take any risks. Palms it out, both hands to it. That's what we need to see. Bit better for him, but exactly my point. You know what I mean? We score a goal, we kind of let our shoulders relax a little bit, and the second we do, Kelly will try and take advantage of it. So out towards that side again. They've been taken down there, but they're trying to they're trying to claim penalty, but there was really nothing in that. I mean, I fucking hope not. It didn't look like anything from the normal replay. Maybe there's something in the slow motion ones that will probably be shown about 15 times, but nonetheless, ball out towards the left hand side. Palma gets wiped out, and there's eventually a foul played in there and a yellow card brandished as well. I think it's relatively deserved, to be honest with you. It might be in a bit of frustration for Mayo, but he's in the book. If I ever end up doing commentary for Celtic TV, it'll be a very weird day. Very weird day. But I'd take it, honestly. I'm out of work at the moment as well, so honestly, I'd kill for that type of job. I could really use the money. But Mayo is in the book, so yeah, that was a lot harsher than it looked in real time. There's a ball over the top. It is dealt with eventually by Kelly, but they're going thing. I've just realised we've hit 1,150. Thank you very much, that is so cool. That really, genuinely, massive. Thank you so much, that's really kind. How you doing, Paul? Nice to see you, mate. How you doing, Megan, as well? Sorry you've not come in the past few streams, you've been mega about it. You do not need to apologise at all. Again, these types of games are dud games anyway, but I hope that you're well, hope that you're doing okay. Liverpool 1-4-1, absolutely, mate. Quite buzzing at that news. There's a ball over the top. It's dealt with in the end by Kelly, but fair play to Kyogo, he's kept that in. Wasn't the easiest first touch, but he does get it under wraps in the end. He might have a crack from range, but it's always going to be cannon enough. The Kelly man standing in front of him. A bit of a strong shoulder there for Vaso. He's kind of taking Ralston out. Don't think it might be a card defence, but it's certainly a foul. Just using a bit too much of his physicality there. You know what I mean? Ralston had his back to him, straight through him. Indeed, Declan, indeed. We've had a really good start. Fucking excellent start. Yeah, the feeling's mutual, Megan. It's just nice to see that you're doing well. That's the main thing. I know that you've been over in America. I hope that's been fun for you. There's a ball played over the top, might take a bounce. Not really necessarily in any team's favour, but it's won back by Celtic in the end of it. Maybe not the pass I would have chose, but it is eventually out towards the left hand side. Here's Luis Palma. Run. Does. Cross. Oh, I did this! Fuck me! Brother, you're a striker. You don't miss those. Oh, that is an insanely good ball into the box. Insanely good ball into the box. How the fuck did that just like skim off his head? How do you miss that? It's like he gets up ready to header it and then he just kind of ducks. It just kind of goes over him at the worst possible moment. Oh, that is just... Well, I mean, it's not a Celtic game without a sitter. Oh, you didn't get the sort of... I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I mean, if you need to talk to any of us, please by all means come into the community one and chat. I hope you're okay though. I'm sorry to hear that. Kelly's played it out from their goal kick, headed up by Welsh, gathered by Ida. He seems to be playing with a bit more pace. I think he's realised that he needs to wake up after that one. It's a bit of silliness in the end of the day, but I can't really lie. He should have done a lot better. It would have been a much easier time of things if we were going into half time at 2-0, and granted we still might. Ida Scott, it was a brilliant, it was a really good ball into the box, but it just wasn't. It just was not well taken at all by Ida. He just missed it entirely. Not the greatest cross in for Palmer there either. It's just getting that final end touch, you know, those final 2-3 touches that kind of make a goal happen. They ain't really happening for us. We've been the better side, you know, I can say that comfortably. It's not as if we're sitting and worried about how Kelly are playing for the most part, because I'd say for the kind of 42-43 minutes of the game so far, I would say realistically we've controlled about 85% of it. Like, Kelly have had moments, I'm not saying they definitely, I mean, they've broke forward and caused 1 or 2 issues, but we certainly deserve the lead. That's the least I can say. It's not like the Hibs game where at the end of it you're like, wow, that's lucky. Like, we fully merit to be ahead at this point in time, but we all know this for previous games this season. We really don't want to sit on a 1-goal lead. Not when there's goal difference at play, not when you need as much confidence and morale flowing through the team as possible. Realistically, you want to kind of stamp your foot down, so maybe Rodgers' half-time team talk's different. Maybe he goes in and kind of says to them, look, keep doing what you're doing, stabilise the ship and you're fine. But alternatively, he could walk in there and be like, oh, right, here's what you do, and then again, just do that stupid tactical tweak that he does every match where just for some random reason he takes off like our best player. Which right now I would say is probably been Kyogo or Ralston. So usually I kind of hype up O'Reilly, but he's been quite quiet in this first half. He's not really been allowed to get forward, so I can't really fault it, but as soon as I say that, he is there. Does do okay to try and hold the ball up. It takes a little deflection. Kyogo's there, but bounces off of the Kelly boy. I'm not sure which one it came off of. I believe it was Donnelly. Not Donnelly, sorry, Mayo it came off. Yeah, just cannoned off him straight back into the grateful hands of Will Dennis. Sent forward. Maybe they can do something with that. It's a good take and touch by Poloff. Just about keeps it under control. Tries to switch it out towards Ndaba, but doesn't necessarily work out. Now O'Reilly gets in front of his man, just kind of cuts it dead. We love to see it. There's always ample opportunities for them to get something right towards the end of the half, so Ralston played in towards the right area. Here's Scales. Maybe we can have 1 or 2 more chances before the end of the half, but we have to go now. That's the simple way to put it. Love to see it. Halo straight back at you, Craig, mate. I can't say it's been an explosive half of football by most consent. I mean, I'm already pretty tired, and this game's tiring me out more. Before real, it's a bit like a slog, to be honest. But at least it's, you know, chat's making it a bit bearable. It's making it a little bit easier. You know what I mean? As long as there's people to talk to about it, I don't feel like I'm just sitting here and staring at a screen for all the time. But there shouldn't be too much time left. There's about a minute left of added time before we call it. Well, not like a minute, but close enough to a minute, so therefore it will be referred to as. But what do you make into the first half? Realistically, get your thoughts in before half time, and I'll give them a wee I'll give them a wee read once we actually do get into half. I mean, we're about 4 seconds away. They'd just blown the whistle for half time there, so we'll kind of. Well, I thought they'd blow for the whistle. Well, I mean, we're past the 2 minutes, so I was a wee bit confused. Maybe they'll let him one more chance go, but I don't think anything's really going to happen. Both teams for the final 5 minutes were just happy to push and pull with what they had, so I'm not too displeased by it in the slightest. You know, 1 or 2 kind of half cracks towards the end. I was incorrect though, because there's a good chance for O'Reilly. Please, son. Oh my fucking god. Big chance right at the end of the half. I mean, right at the end of the half. I mean, like the final few fucking seconds of the end of the half. Bruh. What is it with Will Dennis and fucking just making insanely good stop after insanely good stop against us? Fuck me, man. That's so unfortunate. We should have had that. We really should have had that in the back of the net. That's so annoying. Half time, 73% possession. Is that seriously how much of the ball we've had? I can't say it's felt that dominant, but it's certainly been an interesting one. But that is half time here. I'm not really sure what to make of the first half, because we were better, but not by a lot. And in fact, I mean, as Blue Baron's just asked who's been on top, I'd say percentage wise it's like 80% us, 20% Kelly so far. I mean, you could probably just use the possession stats as an equal balance. You know, we've been much the better team. We've controlled more of the options, had better chances. You know, Kelly's had their best chance was the header off of Polworth, the kind of reaction stop for Hart to kind of palm it away. That was their best chance. We've had multiple. Obviously, Ida's missed sitter header. I'm still confused by that one, and obviously O'Reilly right at the end of the half with a big opportunity. So realistically, we could be going into this game 3-1, but yeah, I was really wanting 2-0 at half time as well, Lizzie. Like, that's the minimum that I was kind of hoping for. But I'm not too displeased. Again, we've got the lead. We haven't conceded. That's the minimum, and as long as we can keep that, I'm okay. Champions have been on top. So we just don't want to lose any more ground than we already have in keeping things stable at the kind of summit, you know what I mean? How's it going, Michael, mate? Nice to see you as always, Chief. I always love your fucking words. My old Spice girl, boy. I'm chilling. It's like I don't usually have like community heart to hearts or anything like that, but yeah, like I've not had a good last week or so. I was talking about it earlier on, Michael, mate, but obviously just not 100% myself. I'm still, you know, I'm still okay. You know, I'm not like, you know, suicidal or anything, but a wee bit depressed, a wee bit down. Yes, sir. I can't sit there and say that I'm not, but that's why I do things like this. You know what I mean? Because at the very least I have something to you know, look forward to. But they're just. Oh yeah, shit, I should probably check to see, because there'll be a bunch of games in the SPFL going on right now as well, actually. Does anyone know the scores? It's like that. The only game that I can remember for a fact that's happening is Aberdeen and Hibs and Hearts and Motherwell. What scores? Actually, I should pull them up. But, I mean, there's only one sort of surprise. Livingston are somehow winning a game. Call me surprised. But Hearts and Motherwell are level. Aberdeen and Hibs are 1-1. Boyle and Nicky Devlin on the score sheet for them. Hibs clearly not. I mean, Warnock seems to be getting the boys for Aberdeen playing again, which is always nice to see. Dundee are 1-0 up against County. Scott Tiffany's got the goal on that one, and then obviously Livingston right at the end of the half as well. Tete Yengi. But for us, that's what we've got for Ashi, 32nd minute. Definitely deserve to be in the lead. Oh my god, that actually is 73% possession as well. basically double the passes. Their pass accuracy has been 54% because of their over the tops. But it's nice for the table, at least temporarily. Obviously, I know Rangers, I think they play them more, right? Yeah, they play Hearts, so. Oh, it's at Johnston, sorry. It's like they play Hearts next week. It's like, I know they had a game there at Celtic at Johnston. Tomorrow at 12. So as long as we keep the pace on them, and obviously winning a game that's quite difficult, realistically, you know, a decent Kelly side. Soon to be succeeded champions, fair enough, pardon, mate. How you doing, Robert? Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Mate, trust me, I'm not like, you know, sad, like that type of sad. I'm just kind of bummed out a little bit, you know what I mean? But I appreciate you, mate. That's very kind. Any stream I can get on, there's I believe 3 streams is the best option if you're looking for I guess Celtic TV stuff. That would be my recommendation to you, Chief. That's exactly it, Michael. See, the way that I look at it is like, I could just sit and be, you know, tired and sad and upset, or alternatively I can just try and keep my head down, do what I need to do, and hope that everything's fine. But yeah, just it's good old-fashioned ex-troubles, I guess. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Online relationship for like 6 years ago, and I'm still pure like hung up on it. It's weird as fuck, man. But that's all I'll really say about it. It's a hell of a thing. But yeah, I think that's why I wanted to talk to Chateau, because it's like a, you know, that's a primary hint, you know. Succeeded by who, Hearts? Damn. Yeah, I mean, the league title is going to be a close one. I don't see this being solved until like the final 2 match days of the split, realistically. But I'd be very, very surprised if it doesn't really go like almost to the final day. I'd be like, again, Rangers will want to keep the pressure on, but the way that I look at it, they'll stumble once or twice because of Europe. Obviously, depending on how far the run goes, you know, if they make it to like a quarterfinals or something, then yeah, maybe Celtic win the league, because they might start prioritising that chance of going for the Europa League. But yeah, still managed to get the 7-point gap despite losing both old forms. That's the thing, like, a lot of people just see the SPFL as Celtic v Rangers. It's not necessarily always the case, because Celtic can win every old firm and still lose the title, the same way Rangers can lose every old firm and still win the title. It just comes down to how other teams play against your foe, essentially. So again, there's a lot of things that this season, especially in the last few months, has not gone well for us, but it's not necessarily something that's pinnable to an extent, you know what I mean? Like, we all know, we don't need to say it, the board fucked up. They very much just completely and utterly dropped the ball big time this season, but we're kind of used to that after a manager leaves. There's always that readjustment period, so that's why I'm like, I'm not too heartbroken about it. I mean, if we lose the league title, I'll be pissed off, because we had a very summarisable gap at the top and we let it slip for no fucking reason. But if we do, then it really just depends on what else we manage to do for the rest of the season. If we go trophyless, that's when there's a problem. Yeah. It's just a bit of a delicate one, because obviously we know that we're capable, we know that we're good enough to obviously invest in decent players and develop them, get all these kind of, you know, solid transfer fees. But when you think about January, right, we were promised in those AGM meetings and things like that, right, we'll reinvest in January, we'll reimburse, we'll kind of balance out the books, we'll do what's necessary, and we'll spend. And we technically still made a profit, because we sold Turnbull for like 2.5 and we bought like Kuhn for 2 million. So it's like somehow the board still made 500 grand out of a window where they should have spent like 10 or 15 million just to get back to the kind of standards that we were last season. That's my only issue, you know what I mean? I said at the time, Rodgers is a good manager, tactically, who can keep it necessarily stable, I guess. Like, you know, he's a good balance merchant, I suppose. But that's about it. You know what I mean? Like, I would have honestly preferred if we tried to go for a Nagelsmann or a Knutson at the time, because at least those options made sense. Young, dynamic managers that have an actual idea and ideology and how they want to play. Rodgers is good, but he's just that, he's good. And Celtic shouldn't just be aiming for good, we should be aiming for great, because that's what Celtic is. Stale but true, yeah. Oh wait, you're talking about that shit. Yeah, we're allowed a little bit of banter. Just a little bit, but nothing too harsh. Okay, yeah. I can literally see what Scott said. They'll just check the lineup, Keel go deep again and end up front. PR is a twat. To be fair though, at least it's worked. Fair enough, my guy, fair enough. My head is like Samaras on their day that die. Oh, yeah. Do you know what? That is probably one of the best ways to put it. Actually, see the one I'd go for, like an Anthony Stokes. Like, see when he played great, hat trick. Like you would just expect like a brace or like a Gary Hooper. You know what I mean? Like he's that type of, you know, off the ball. Like he won't do much in the game, but as soon as he's on the ball, he goes, and it just makes it so fun to watch. You know what I mean? Like he's a good talent player, but he needs to be utilised right, and I don't think Maeda has been utilised in the way that he's wanting to. Because bear in mind, he plays better when he's on the left, and Palmer plays better when he's on the right. Yet we're playing them inverted, which is fine because I know that we're trying to get crosses into the box. But when you have two wingers that can't cross, how the fuck are you going to expect too much? I mean, our best crosser is literally a right back, so it's one of those ones. I'll just let you two fight this one out. If it gets too bitter, I'll step in, but... Yeah, UEFA and FIFA are... Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, FIFA and UEFA are corrupt, but I don't think they solely exist just to be like, yeah, let's fuck over Scottish football. I don't think that's the case. Like, Rangers are technically a new club, but they still have their history, man. You know what I mean? Like, they did start all over again, but it was under, like, a new thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you get liquidated. There is still some form of history there, although it's like a new LLC. That's the argument that I think most people make. It's like it's a new LLC, therefore a new company, and therefore a new club. Which is true in most aspects, but... most new clubs don't come with like 2 million like people in the country immediately supporting them, so you kind of have to look at all of that. What do you think about the sin bin card? On one hand it makes sense, on the other hand it's the dumbest fucking rule I've ever heard, because how are they going to implement it? Like, where's the line for those types of things? Like, if you get aggressive, you just get sent to sit in a fucking smaller bench area? Like you just get moved to a smaller dugout, and that's not going to do much. You can still, like, see everything and figure out what's going on for, like, the fucking sidelines. Plus, it's dumb as hell, because if you go into a hard challenge and you get, like, badly injured, and then you see the referee give him, like, a blue card, and they're only standing on the sidelines for 10 or 15 minutes. It's the dumbest thing ever in premise. Like, I get why, because in like in the NHL, for instance, it's a good rule. It works very, very well. It's a very effective one. The second half will be starting momentarily. By the way, I'm not trying to hold you up or anything. It's just again, a few minutes behind, so I'll switch over when it comes up on my screen. You have my word. New company, same club. Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's not to insult, because again, it is a new whole thing. Like, I've had this conversation with my brother. You know what I mean? Half of my family are major Rangers fans. Some of us are Celtic fans. With I know the ins and outs. Like, I know what Rangers fans are talking about. I know what Celtic fans are talking about. It's like, yes, new company, but still same club. It's one of those ones. Love to see it, man. The commitment is amazing, Sandwich. It's a blessing. We'll love to see it. Yeah, that's probably the truest statement. They technically are a tribute act, but it's like when AC/DC lost their like lead singer and then they replaced the vocalist. It's still the same band, just with a different tone and method of working, I suppose. But anyway, that's not really what we're really meant to be talking about. We should be talking about what the second half entails in this game here. The one that we're actively watching. The second half's just about to get underway. There is a change. Yang has came on for Palmer, so that's one thing that I can say is a bit of an interesting one, a very early change. Also gained a couple of subscribers while we're on the half-time one. I don't usually gain subscribers on that. Thank you to the two that did though. Very, very kind. And it seems O's getting. I was going to say that's like O's on the bench, so it's going to be Yang on for Palmer. Is there any other changes for Kelly? I'm not sure. They're just coming out the tunnel and alongside them, so I'm not 100% sure. But the blue card will kill this game. Yeah, absolutely. Like It's one thing to have like VAR with the whole slow the game down and stare at the screen for 15 minutes while they make the correct decision and all that sort of stuff, but sin binning's just as stupid because it will just essentially break the game up. You know what I mean? You can tell it's going to be one of those things where whenever it happens, they're trying to commercialise it, you know what I mean? Like, when those breaks in play happens, you know for a fact there'll be fucking advertisements placed all over the little fucking penalty box or whatever that they get put in. Well, the first thing that has happened in this half is Hearts immediately refused to catch the ball and just punched it out for a corner for some reason. I mean, you had more than ample time and he still just... He must envision Guardiola any time that ball's in the air, man, because he refuses to catch. We were under threat of administration, Baron. Like, administration is a bit of a different thing than liquidation. Plus, we were bought out before the deadline, so it was a case of we could have died. You know, we were on our deathbed, but we managed to kind of roll off it and stand up. FC Wimbledon do not have Wimbledon's history, there's no end to that debate. Yeah, it's the same as like MK Dons. Again, I know the arguments, but it's one of those ones where it's like, I don't honestly care. See, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, I don't support Rangers, so I don't give a fuck necessarily about what their history is. It's like they're entitled to believe what they want to believe. We're entitled to believe what we want to believe. We just leave it at that. Give your daughter Laura and Millie a shout out. She just subscribed. Oh, that's very that's very wholesome. Well, Laura, Millie, thank you very much for the subscription. I'm sorry that I just stuttered over that, but very much appreciate. That's very kind. You've got a really, really cool father. Whenever got, yeah, exactly. Yeah, welcome Laura and Millie to the chat. Best way to put it. We've got a couple of people in here now. You know what I mean? Again, I wasn't expecting people to come in and watch this stream of all streams. You know, 3 PM kick-off on a Saturday. Usually everyone's pissed, so or hungover, or in the process of being both. So it's one of those ones. I don't. Or Kelly making a change. It's just showing us. Daba's going to have a throw up here. Just going to bounce around like always, yeah. Killie are just sticking to the same plan that they had in the first half. Bracket out, midfield, pop it out, try and go in behind, force the issue. And if they can, they'll try and get those quick crosses in. But I think we've kind of wisened up to it because Ralston's staying just that little bit further wide than he was before. It's a good take and touch by Maeda. Maeda's kept it under control, does not keep control of it for long though. It's eventually won back. Armstrong goes for the cutter pass, and well, there's a Killie player that just went down. I think there's a foul there. I'm not sure if that was what happened. Well, he get nudged in the shoulder and goes down holding his face. I mean, probably not the best camera angle. They showed the reverse angle for that one. Was it Palmer? The one that came off, aye. Palmer's off, and we've got our boy Yang on. It'll be good because Yang's a bit more of a direct runner, and that's literally what we were talking about 10-15 minutes ago. Well, we don't need two wingers that can't really cross. We need one that can go in direct and have Maeda as like an anchor player that can just kind of drop into that midfield space rather than being like a roaming winger. Play him as like an advanced playmaker. Because it kind of opens up those lanes for Kyogo to be a bit more forward. Ida can kind of free roam up front as like an advanced forward and everything's fine. Oh yeah, Olivia by far the worst team in the division by a long shot, but they're winning against St Mirren somehow. Don's just scored 2-1, fair fucks. Yeah, I mean Warnock's got them playing some good stuff, cannot fault it. Oh, there's another Killie player. What the fuck, man? Like, any time I like think that they're just going to get up, they stay down. I'm not sure if he got winded, but he's holding his stomach. Oh right, okay. His hand got stood on. It's like he was sitting like that. I thought he like hurt his stomach or something. I think he might have got stood on. Either his fingers broke or something because he does not seem to be in good. Like he's literally like hunched over, like in pain. So that's either a couple of broken fingies or hopefully nothing too severe. It wasn't an intentional foul. I mean, Rayleigh gets the ball, moves away from it. Like, yeah, there's nothing in that. It's more or less the aftermath, the follow through. Yeah. Because O'Reilly tries to shimmy past them and then he just lands a little bit weird. So he might have hanged something to do with it's either a wrist or hand injury. People are entitled to talk about what they want to talk about, Virtual. I'm not opposed to like people voicing their opinions. Just keep in mind to be respectful about it. That is all. You got to follow my account. It's just fair enough. They just gave him painkillers. Let's fucking go, man. That's like the most Scottish thing I've ever seen. Like, get using your gob and get back on the pitch. Oh, that's a good clear. I was going to say good clearance if Maeda was a wee bit quicker to react there, but unfortunately he wasn't. Oh, Jesus. We keep it calm and chat, gentlemen, please. Your scales goes for the cut up. Oh wait, that was Welsh that played the cut up pass. Here's O'Reilly, good shot. Strong save again for Dennis, man. I swear to fuck. This boy's basically the reason Kelly are in the top half of the table, I swear to God, man. Great save, reaction stop as well. Didn't really know what way it was going to go after O'Reilly's shot. Hard to tell if it took a nick off of someone, but it was definitely going into the bottom corner. Good reaction. We played it from the corner kick. We haven't gone direct with it, we've just played it short and then we're looking for options. So McGregor goes for the ball into the box. There was a run there, I think, from Scales trying to get him behind his man, but it was never really going to work out. Although we're going to keep the pressure on. Ralston's won that one back, good stuff. Ball's whipped in, Yang doesn't quite get it under control. Scales. Played into space, so it could be options here. Steps inside, good move, Kyogo. Doesn't quite keep it under control, so it's just going to bounce out towards the edge of the area instead. Nah, I mean, I know. If I seen something that was genuinely hanged, I'd be like, shut up, lmaoooo, but nah. This is just a good old-fashioned debate. It's nothing that you haven't heard in any Glasgow pub, basically, you know what I mean? Well, here's Kerr he's just got the ball held up here, plays it out to Armstrong. Goes for the ball over the top, easily kind of cut out. Ralston was never really going to find too many problems with that one. We'd love to see it, keep it stable, keep it fresh. We do really need to start thinking about getting that second goal though, because the longer this game drags on, the more comfortable Kelly will feel about trying to have attacking chances, because if they can walk away from Celtic Park with a point, it's big for them, but it's also very massive for the context of the whole season. So well, McInnes hasn't got his man, or his men I should say, playing offensive or defensive. He's just kind of playing them in the middle area. He's like just try to test the waters in the opening 10-15 minutes and see what we want to do, if we want to sit in or if we want to go for them. And so far we've had half chances. O'Reilly's definitely had the best one out of the lot, but it was a good save for Dennis. Here's Yang. Ralston towards the edge of the area. I thought that might have got all the way through, but it didn't. It was cut out in the end. Good shot for O'Reilly, but it didn't work out as intended, sadly. Corner kick for us again. I think the third one of this half already. Of course, I was going to say, I was like, as soon as he got took down, I was waiting for the advantage call. It's a foul for Kilmarnock. They've got another one. I can see why it was given, but it's a wee bit soft nonetheless though. We still would have had to play a really good pass into the box to really get something from that area, to be honest, but still a bit frustrating, especially when you're in that good enough territory to have that type of crack. They've played it forward, Kelly. Taylor had a half second where he just kind of hesitated and it's forced him into a corner. He's cleared it out for a throw in, but not really that far away from our box, to be honest with you. Armstrong can probably throw this in with a good enough backswing, just straight into the box. They do eventually do so, but it's just passed straight back to the number 11. He's played it forward, looking for anyone. And for once Joe Hart makes a catch, we'll love to see it. Gold star for you, my guy. Vassell tries to get in his way, but just kind of, Larry Bird lobs the ball over him. McGregor to Taylor. There could be options here. He does eventually take the right call to play out towards the left hand side. He can go for it if he wants to. Steps in, there's options. Goes out, doesn't quite find the right area, and it's going to be played out towards the left hand side and easily done. I just dropped that fucking play up, my bad, sorry. Yeah, reach down and grab that one. Well, it's kind of hard to gauge how I feel about the second half so far, because it's not as if Kelly have just sat back, but it's not as if we have either. I'd say both of us have had one or two half chances. We've definitely been the better team at the start of the second half, though it's hard to argue with that. But Kelly don't they're not looking to just sit in and play quietly and they're playing for a point. You can kind of see what they're going to go for. Try and get to the 70th, 75th, and then start coming out their shell again. That's why I really think we need the second, and it almost could have happened there if Neil didn't stick his leg out. It took like that awkward bounce. Could have been so fucking awkward. Oh, that was just froze. That's great. There we go. So I was wondering what was happening there. We got it back. I'm pretty sure that's got. Yeah, so to be fair, because they like copyright and stuff, most of the music it's usually like stream beats. There's McGregor. Go on. Maeda! That could have been something. It's still in play. How the? Again, it just like that should be a foul for us as well. The referee doesn't call that one. Farso goes down and it's immediately a foul for them. You can hear the frustration in Celtic Park. That was... I mean, that was a very hectic 20-30 second stint. We had a really good chance on net. Lovely ball into the box for Kyogo. Maeda does his best to try and like wrap around Mayo to get a touch on it. McGregor steals the ball back from said clearance. Mayo wipes out McGregor, goes back, and then it's eventually kind of spindle clear. We've got another change ready to come on. Bernaby's getting readied from the sidelines. Where's the second goal coming for? All the one to call, Andrew. I'd say it comes from... I'd say maybe McGregor. He's doing a lot more roaming than we're used to. I wasn't taking any offence to it, Stockroom. I agree. See, sometimes when I'm sitting in, like here, before I start a stream and I'm listening to the music, I'm like, fuck me. So I can imagine standing in an elevator and listening to this. Gilly have it wrapped out towards that right hand side. It's still awkward, but we can kind of comfortably get that away should we choose to do so. Ralston, stop. Good shit, big man. At least you recovered it with a really nice pass. Bernaby's on the run. In case it wasn't obvious that the change, it's Taylor that's off. I think they're warming up. They were warming up someone for the sidelines. I believe it was Zola that they just showed though. I'm not sure if he's going to come on or not. That's a whole different story. But I'd like to see some minutes from him. Just because Ida's kind of quietly phased out this game. He's not really been involved as much. Honestly, you'd think Kyogo was playing striker and centre forward. It's not to insult either, because again... Oh well, there you go. Scott's just said it was on for either. What score? That'd be fucking amazing, man. You'd be making some good money for that if you put a bet builder on. Oh, hat trick on the pitch. 30 fucking seconds later, smacks one top buttons. You know, that'd be perfect case scenario. That can't be ruled out. Aye, because he's the type of player that will just show up out of nowhere and be like, 30 fucking yards out, send it top bins. You know, but like, the guy's just the epitome of like either really shit or like prime Messi. Like you'd get one or the other. Just like that, fuck's sake, man. Maeda's just brought his man down. Kelly, we do have a set piece chance, and it's in an area where they can do something with it. Although they'd need to, again, swing it in with some ferocity. Near enough 65 people on this stream, by the way. Very, very kind of you to come along and say hello. Again, I wasn't expecting this for a low effort thing. And again, I have to explain the mental state. So I appreciate anyone that's been here for the whole stream so far. You genuinely have my love and respect. There's a chance for Kilmarnock. It's not really on target, so we can rule that off as a threat, but don't think they'll be too happy with that one. Again, they're doing their best to force the issue, but I don't think Donnelly was really ever going to get much besides that, to be honest. If he got it on target, then fair enough, but we could kind of all see it coming. We should have definitely scored a few, Stockroom. I cannot literally make it basically the same as any other game. We've had one or two really big opportunities. Ida had a massive one in the middle part of the first half. It was a really clean header chance. So Riley had a solid chance towards the end of this first half, and a really good one in the opening stages. So it's one of those ones where you kind of take it at face values. How you doing, down at me? I think you're a new face. I'm not too sure, but if you are, nice to see you, mate. Hope you're well. We'll take the panel. If we get one, I would imagine I'd imagine O'Reilly, right? He would make the most sense as someone that takes set pieces. But they might just give it to Kyogo. And the guy is a goal scorer at the end of the day, right? So far, so good. We've got about 25 minutes left, and hopefully we don't need to worry about too much in this regard. I just don't want to see us fuck it, man. Like, it's right towards the end of the day. Like, this is usually the kind of period of time where we have like that 10 minutes of undoubtfulness, as well as the 5 minutes at the end of the 90, because we just tend to have that now. But I just realised we hit 1,155. That's 5 over the sub goal for this stream. Thank you very much. Genuinely really cool. I might show different numbers for different people, Scott, but I mean, it's at 84 for me right now. Oh my god, please don't. Donnelly again, trying to force the issue. Hart had to really put some force behind that one to get it up and over the bar. Again, set pieces are always going to be our downfall, and straight away they could have been equal right after a relatively good chance of our own. We've got Armstrong teeing up from the side. Well, there you go. Well, thank you to everyone that has. There's a ball played across. Oh, Bernabé, lad, what the fuck? Doesn't really gather it. Shot from Kelly straight into the hands of Hart. I mean, they're doing their best to force shots on target. Give Kelly credit where it's due. But they weren't really going to be able to do too much with that one, to be honest. They kind of had a skim shot, 25-ish yards out. Yeah, never really going to do anything. We do have it on the right-hand side, Matthias. Like Babbitt O'Reilly, we love to see it. There's a good ball out towards, but we go backwards, of course. We wouldn't play attacking football, God forbid. It's deflected out after a bunch of missed touches. Mayo's kind of forced it into that kind of position. It's out for a Celtic throw-in on the left-hand side. On the Kelly, fair enough, Sharpie. Well, there is the final change. Seems Paulo Bernardo is coming on. Ida is coming off. And Maeda is coming off for Nicholas Kuhn. So there's the two changes that we've made. 2-2 with the Dons and Hibs. Jesus Christ, man. Tell you what, Neil Warnock's not had a boring game since he's been back, has he? Oh, Jesus Christ, didn't he have like a 3-3 draw with Motherwell a couple of days ago? At least he's getting his team to score goals. With 20 minutes left. I'm on the 60... well, just short of 68 minutes. So about 21, 22 minutes, and then whatever's left of additional time. Kilmarnock have also made a change for those that are curious. Balagazis, or Balagise, or however you pronounce his name, he's on for Vassal. Bernabé to Yang. Scales. Tries to cut our pass, it doesn't necessarily work out, it's kind of played in. Could do something with it. Corner kick. I'll take a corner kick, to be fair, that's not bad. And swinger from O'Reilly. Doesn't quite find his man, but we do have it back. We can maybe go to cause some form of fucking problem. We do really need to start thinking about getting that second goal. We're in that territory. This is where things get a little bit dicey. We do not want to sit on a 1-0 lead with the way that we play. Just too many fucking risks that we cannot afford to take, to be honest. I know, need goals to stay on top, and well, yeah, it's like Rodgers gets the goal and then he said, he's like, that's what we needed to do, therefore that's good enough, and he just calls it a day there, you know what I mean? Like, we're, again, I can't complain at how we're playing because it's not horrible by most extent, but there's just too many times where 1-0 leads have came back to bite us in the ass in really stupid ways, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to give Kelly the opportunity to do this to us a goddamn third time. Still only the 1 goal, Sandra. It's not it's not quite there yet. Once we get that second one in, we know we're good. Come on. Yeah, I need to have a little break when I can't message them back. Oh, go on, Bernabeu, you wee sexy bastard. Just make them a belter. Could have said it better myself, Lizzie. It's a wee bit nervous, not like bone rattling, you know, you're sitting there with your head in your hands, stressed out nervous, but you're just kind of like wary of it. You know what I mean? Like when you see a pit bull around a child, you're like, there is a chance it gets mauled, but it should be fine, right? Scales. Indirect pass, cuts it back across into space, takes a touch, there could be options here, gets it into space, nice idea, but Kyogo can't really take it down. Let's say, if you're not the type for drinking, get yourself a wee cuppa and try and slow down the heart rate a little bit. That's what I'm doing, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, Jesus man, 75% of the ball. It basically sums up this game, really. 3/4 of it we've been in charge. They Kelly have had moments, but they've not done a lot with it. They're forcing chances, but they're not clear-cut, deadly, high XG type chances. They're more just half-cut attempts for like the edge of the area, like kind of deflected shots that roll straight into Hart's hands. They haven't had anything like solid, and as I say that, they've got the ball into the box. Fuck off, he's missed. Thank Christ for that. What the fuck? I need to stop speaking things into existence. That shit is not allowed. What do you mean? How is it that easy for one ball over the top to cause you so many problems, lads? Could have been a wee bit dicey there, but we survived the scare. We can move on. As both teams had a relatively good pop-up chance out of nowhere. 500 passes to go essentially nowhere. Yeah, it's starting to feel a wee bit stale. I mean, we've kind of been saying this since like November, even before the fucking downfall of our form. Most of us knew this was coming. We knew there was going to be some stale players. Another yellow card coming out. No hesitation, straight into the book. It's Armstrong, ironically enough, the one that just had that real good chance. Yeah, it does siphon his man. It's a wee bit late. It's not intentional in like the sense that he's like, you know. Is Van Veen on yet? No, I believe. Oh well, he's just about to walk on the pitch right there. He's just came on alongside Stewart. Armstrong's just came off a totally missed who the other one is, but it was their number 23. But the big man who was a very impressive addition to Motherwell last year, he's on the pitch for Kelly now. The big number 99, so that tells me that they're, based on their changes, they're going attacking. Remember what I said, we get to the 75th minute, they'll start to feel themselves, they'll start to come out of their shell and they'll start to put that pressure on. And if I've called this again, I'm going to be really upset, really upset. We do have a free kick for about 40-ish yards out. I really don't see us going for goal, but certainly a lay-off and pass-in type scenario if we want to take it. Ball's bobbed out. Literally goes nowhere. It's cleared away by Kelly. It's going to be a Celtic throw-in. Simple, standard stuff for them. Getting into that danger area now. Come on. I'd like to see a bit more urgency in the forward movement. Eventually we do get a pass out from the back. Here is an opportunity. Not the greatest pass in behind at all from Kyogo though, and it's just going to roll out. No real problems, but frustrating nonetheless. We really should have done a bit better with that. Just didn't really look up and try and find that pass. You could tell what he wanted to do. It was definitely a training ground type scenario, but McInnes' men held firm just enough. Still top of the league for at least 24 hours. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, if Rangers go and win by more than 3 tomorrow, no, by more than 5 tomorrow, sorry, then yeah, they would go top, but they'd need to have a comfortable one. What I realistically see them happen is like a 3-1 type scoreline against St Johnstone. Roll out towards the edge of the area. Bernabé. It's a little bit awkward. It's held up on the edge there. Young's just a little bit kind of forced out. Does win the throw in at the very least, so he kind of makes up for the decision to step into those spaces. But it's definitely slowed down a lot. It's dragged in the last 5 or 10 minutes. There's no been. It's been a little bit dicey for each team. But again, we're holding more of the ball, so that's the main thing. Hope he bangs one in, fair enough. Well, Van Veen's not a bad player, but they need to get him into those spaces to do the damage fun in the first place, you know what I mean? Most of their opportunities this game, like I've said, they've kind of came from half-cut attempts, you know, they've had one real good opportunity in front of it. Goal to goal difference singles for. Nice. Run it! How many fucking times do we need to do that where we get into the perfect space to play a perfect midfield pass and we just refute? Oh shit, right, Scales actually steps into the midfield this time. He doesn't pick the right pass, but that's what I wanted to see. Like, you had the entire like back end of Kilmarnock's midfield opened up there and they just opted to pass it straight back through them. So we need to pass more. Some people are like, yeah, like, we need to give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that they're just trying to gauge Kelly's awareness. There's a good chance at the edge of the area. Coons played it up and no one even tries to follow it, to be honest with you. Yang kind of got caught out because he'd made the run a little bit too early, so that was always going to be a problem in fairness. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter of a stream in the day as well. It's not going to be like a 2.5 hour one, I don't think anyway. kind of popped up by Kelly. It's not gathered by anyone. It's eventually won by a shot in green and white, actually, so we can make something of this. Ralston's been taken down, but the Bricky gets up and keeps ploughing. That's what we love to see. Run at him. Run at him. Good shot. It's a decent attempt, blocked at the end. Miss-swung. Still very much alive and in there. Could find a way to walk out for us. Yang can't get through. Bernabe plays it back to the skipper. Kilmarnock steps inside. Rolls it out and eventually just kind of keeps it tight and compact. That's what we need. Plays it out to the right hand side this time. Ralston gets past his man. Oh, sells him a dream. It's not the greatest pass in behind at all. Or was it Kuhn that made that run? I'm not too sure. They kind of look the same for a distance. Not to disrespect them, but they're literally the same height. Oh, it was Kuhn. It was a really good attempt as well. We do have a corner, so it's not so bad. Played in, headed up. That was not a bad attempt. Scales just kind of dinked underneath it, trying to like flick it up, and oh, that really could have gone to pot there for Kelly, man, if they couldn't keep it. Kyogo's going to be the final change. Absolutely deserves the credit. He's been fucking brilliant today. I mean, by the rest of the team's standard, he's been brilliant today. This is what I'd call average for him. Just a simple, clean-headed goal. Love to see it. Very well placed, very well taken. But Ozon, he'll get I'd say about 15 minutes with added time to prove themselves. We'll wake up when they hear the legendary yes. Oh yeah, I should say that for those that are new here, there's a tradition on this channel where we scream at the top of our lungs regardless if I'm ill or, you know, like upset or whatever. So even if we win, I'll be screaming at the top of my lungs as long as we win. So just don't concede for this point. Just keep the goddamn clean sheet. That at the very least, if we can keep the clean sheet, that's a positive we can take. You know, Hart made a couple of good saves. Can't really argue with that. I'd say it's a respectable outcome when it's all said and done. But there's still a little bit of time yet. There's no such thing as comfortable. Not this team anyway. It's played forward. We could make an off-the-ball run here. There is an off-the-ball run. So the thing about the overlapping passes, somehow, oh, that's a little bit too cheap. You really should have just gone for it. Well, please, Bernardo. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. Why? Son, you need to keep that down. There is no other alternative there. Why would you fucking poke it? I mean, O's a little bit soft, goes down under not really too much pressure, but the ball kind of bounces back. Oh, and after some real good footwork to kind of get it out from underneath his feet, just can't really place the shot low. He just kind of pumps it high. There's no real... It's just ass, that, man. Kelly have gone over looking for a foul there, but that's a Celtic throw-in every day of the week. Just a couple of times we'll come on like we've gotten a wee bit with our foul buying. They're kind of falling over a bit more than they should, although they've just won the ball back very high up. It's more or less a 4-on-5. Ralston once again holds firm and gets a little touch on something. Kelly once again just swing it into the box looking for any form of alternative. We're looking for those runs. It's in. Van Veen made the run in behind, but Welsh was there to kind of cut him out, thankfully. With 5 minutes left and then post stoppage. Well, I'm just past the 8 seconds, so. But a couple of people are leaving early. I think that should really sum up how a lot of us feel, where it's just like, yeah, we're still supporting you, we're still sticking with you, like, we're still here. But Jesus Christ, man. There's just no urgency, there's not really a lot of passion in the way that we're playing. It's a bit frustrating. Fair enough, I wouldn't expect a man with the name Finlay McDougall to Do you say that? But fair enough. I mean, we can hear yous, but yous are still firmly behind us. You know what I mean? Wait until yous are in front before you start talking shit. Yous did this last season and it did not work out for yous. So, make of it what you will. As the Masqueraders just said. Come on. Yeah, I'm off faithful, I'm standing there, I'm still there. Do you think I'd spend hours making thumbnails and doing all this stream setup stuff if I didn't have faith in my team? Come on. Come on now. There's no offence taken by it, Finlay, mate. It's just that like, you have a very Irish name. That's what I was like. Huh? Swung up, headed clear by us. Still not quite comfortably away. It's poked in behind, no real issues there. Can't you wait till Kelly score? Jesus, man. You'll try to speak it into existence at this point. I can't fault it, you know what I mean? Stand in a circle and give yourself like a sermon to try and make it happen. Kelly brought on a final change. It's another attacking one. Well, not necessarily attacking, it's more like midfield attacking. But their number 15 is on as well, so it's Watson and Murray that are on and Kennedy and Polworth are off. Those are the changes for Kelly towards the end of this match, so they're all midfield to offensive changes. They're going for this. They want to try and get something out of this game, you feel. So if they're going for it, they need to go now. If we want this, we need to really put the fucking foot down and kill this game dead before it gets to drama fair eye. That's the nicest way to put this game. It's another like Ross County 1-0 win where you're just like, wow, we really could have put the game to bed a lot earlier, couldn't we? But I don't care as long as we get over the line. And tie my hair up, Chief. If it makes you feel any better. Are you jealous that I just have long, luscious locks? But yeah, I mean, I can still look relatively presentable. Kuhn's been abysmal, yeah. From his substitution, he's not really done too much. Just kind of played like the occasional loose ball into space, and that's about it. Yang's been a bit more effective. Although, admittedly, not really anything much more than what Palmer was doing. Like, yeah, a couple of extra steps inside, but that's about it. It's only been on 7 minutes. Quiet 7 minutes. So I think it's kind of hard to judge him on just like a couple. It's like, oh, you can't really sit there and be like, oh, well, why aren't they coming on and scoring 2 goals immediately out the gate? It's because that's the way that the team's kind of set up to play for whatever reason. You'd think at Celtic Park we would have went for blood today to kind of make a statement. You know, like you'd think, you know, Brendan Rodgers and the lads would have wanted to be like, oh my fucking god, no way. Oh my god, no way. How the fuck did Kelly even get into the box? They're falling over, trying to claim for a penalty again there, but there was definitely no contact. I don't think so anyway. Kind of pops up, bounces off of McGregor. Nah, nothing wrong with that at all. He just kind of hits it, Watson. What's your shot? Say I live in Toronto. I need to stand up, I guess, but I'll do like a quick switch as. Ooh. Yeah. One of the things that I've talked about before is how if I ever wanted to move anywhere to work again, it would be Canada. That's kind of what I wanted to speak to like Chateau about, because I want to know how to kind of go about doing things like that. But obviously being a little bit sick, there's a couple of things that I kind of need to figure out, basically. It's just because I have someone in Canada that I want to go and see. So I'm like, how the fuck do I go about it, kind of thing. That's all. But yeah. Fair enough, mate. Put your finger out your arse. The thankful thing is that we don't have to wait too much longer. Your money's on Rangers for the league. I can't really fault it. By most extents, you know what I mean? If that's what you think, Sandra, then it's what you think. It's definitely up to interpretation. Although performances in games like this, I mean, yeah, sure we win, but it hasn't been the greatest, you know? Go in the summer. That's what a lot of people... It's just... Again, I'll probably explain it a little bit once the game's actually done, you know what I mean? If you're still loitering around to talk about it, isn't it? There is a thing that you can do, by the way, for those that are... If you're interested, you can go into the description. There's a link to the Discord. It's like a fan zone for Scottish and, well, mostly Celtic football, but Scottish football or just football in general. You're more than welcome to come in and enjoy it. So it's one of those ones, you know what I mean? Kelly made the last kind of lasting impression, so that is what it is, you know what I mean? It's just like, this is like the classic representation of how this season has kind of gone for us, where it's more or less like you're just watching a house burn down in front of your eyes and there's no real reason to sit and watch it half the time, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's either going to be like 1-1, 2-1 or 1-1. Like there's all like, there hasn't been a lot of diversity in how we fucking played, you know what I mean? You're saying for fuck's sake, that's not a good sign. Wait, what's happened? Don't you fucking take it to me, I swear to God. We're on the 91st on mine, so... Let's see, Kelly do have it. Kind of pop forward, there's no real direction on it. People are obviously starting to leave and all that stuff as well. I'm going to judge by that something's clearly fucking happened then. God damn it, it's played over at the top. Let me guess, cross. Oh, I'm not even fucking surprised anymore, man. We concede a goal like that basically every goddamn match. I'm not even shocked. But what the actual fuck, man. It's like Bernabe forgot that he's meant to be a left back for a momentary. Like, again, it's not even the tallest lad in the pitch. That Watson lad's like 5'6". And he hasn't just been left free, but he's been left fully exposed to the goddamn graces that be. Like, that is an insanely easy goal to give away. And to do it in extra time is fucking excellent work. Well done, boys. That is genuinely incredible. Absolutely incredible. That is just... Bruh. What else can you say? Realistically, what else can you fucking say? That is absolutely ridiculous. Celtic won, Kilmarnock won. Watson scored a header. Again, it's just don't. I mean, they're over talking to the ref. I'm not sure what's happening, but I don't see any reason for the goal not to. They're checking for a possible foul. I'm not sure, but it didn't really look like there was too much in it, to be honest. Nah. I'd be very surprised if this gets disallowed, I'll be fully honest with you, you know what I mean? Nah, fair enough, Ryan, whatever. Well, they're talking it over with a bunch of different things, but again, I'd be very surprised if this results in anything. But it's just the classic thing. I literally called this shit at the start of the goddamn stream. I need to stop fucking calling it. I should just start saying Celtic to win 5-0 every week, and we probably would. Oh lads, well you're here, you might as well leave a like, you know what I mean? Make it worth the suffering at the very least. But we've got like less than a minute to salvage something, and I highly doubt that we're going to do that. So I usually have mods for. No, I feel for the ones that actually made the effort to go to the game tonight, to be honest with you. This is literally a carbon copy. Do you remember the Motherwell game back in November, the 1-1 draw? It's literally that, just on type, you know what I mean? Nicest way to put it, to be honest with you there. The house is on fire, it needs put out at some point. But most of us seen it coming, so it is what it is. I still have faith in us to be able to do something. But my god, we really need to fucking figure things out, like fast. We've basically handed over a title within about, what, 3 weeks? Like 3 weeks we've managed to mess up like 2 or 3 times in games that you shouldn't really be messing up, you know what I mean? It's all well and good making mistakes, but it's the exact same mistakes every single time, so you just kind of, after a while, you get fed up seeing it. Like a couple of months ago, I'd be raging, but now it's just like, I'm not shocked. My god, it's like literally just putting on some. I have a slightly longer hair than a normal guy, and that's like, come on, like you can rip the piss out of the result, but do you need to go for blood? It's a wee bit harsh, is it not? I know, I'd be very surprised if Rodgers makes it out to the end of this month, I'll be honest with you. I think he was mentally out the door in January, to be quite fully honest. But it's like added time within added time, it'll be like another minute or two because of obviously the checks and stuff like that, but unless we do something basically immediately, we're screwed. Yeah, it's a goal kick for Kelly, so they should realistically be safe here. It's not been a great time of things. I mean, again, it's the same story, better side, we had good chances, but again, when it came to the final 15 minutes, we just fall away for some reason, man. It's like we seem to think it's a 60, 70 minute sport at times. So you can't just choose when to turn on the ability to perform well, you know what I mean? Like, well, I suppose this is what happens, fair enough. I mean, can't you say that the noise in the stadium's anything to be surprised about? Not many people sound happy about it, and quite frankly, I can't fault them. So I think it's the third time this season we've conceded a late equaliser that's cost us like 2 points minimum. That's frustrating, but it is what it is, right? What can you say? Maybe St Johnstone will beat Rangers tomorrow, who knows? It's in the cards, but fuck me. What's wrong with my house? I don't get it, man. People go after anything nowadays, like Jesus, just let me be me. Aye, when you're the top of the league, then say you're top of the league, but for now you're still technically below us. Yeah, I said it better than anyone else really could have, David. To be fair, I live in North Lanarkshire, Paul, so it's not actually that far off. fair enough. Yeah. Hey, that's the way to look at it. It's like we can always beat them in the other two Old Firms fin out at the end of the season, right? That's 6 points that we'll probably have locked in since, I mean, apparently, this is the thing, right? The only team in blue that scares us now, Kilmarnock. Because Kelly have beaten us more times in the last fucking, basically this season than Rangers have in the last like 2-3 years. It's quite funny when you think about it like that. You know what I mean? Like, we've lost to Kelly 3 times this season. It's not even like a joke anymore. It's like, no a fucking fence, man, but I think these time's done. That's the nicest way to put it. But yeah, I suppose we'll have a look at all the other games. We're absolutely done, Megan. We've been fucked over, simple and pure, but it is what it is. Somehow Livingston are going to hang on and win against St Mirren. Fair play to them, but Hearts won 2-0 against Motherwell, so yeah. At that point, we'll do wonders for Kelly. If he's wanting a little look at the table, there it is. We technically still have an advantage, although it's not really a great advantage. If Rangers get their win against St Johnstone tomorrow, they'll jump us by 2 points. Obviously, a bit frustrating, but it's not anything horrible. You know, we're not like fucking... We're not in dire straits just yet, but I swear to fucking God, man. We need to figure it out fast, man. Like, really fast. They play tomorrow, that's... I was wondering when they thingied, but... Yep. We've been in more dire straits and came smelling it. Exactly, you know what I mean? We've been behind by 7, 8, 9, 10 points before. So, that is what it is. Yeah, but basically, that's the thing. If you want to prioritise keeping funds in your club, then you need to be able to spend them in the right times. We just haven't, really simple and pure. But that is what it is. Blame your board, they have the money, but that's basically at the nail on the head. If we invested smarter, we wouldn't have this problem. You ready now, mate? I need to take it out. That's totally fine, Jim. It's been a pleasure to have you in here, Chief. Cry yourself to sleep. I do that most nights anyway, mate. Don't take offence to that. You always lost a bet when you bet Celtic will win. Trust me, we've all been there at one stage. At what point did I say we were defeated? Or cheated, I should say. I don't get it, man. Someone, yeah, we just need some stability. That's like the fucking bare minimum, man. Like, we kind of seen this coming today, let's be honest, but it's just a shame, because I honestly thought we would have gotten across the line. The minimum that we were expecting was for us to at least win today, but we didn't, so it is what it is. I'm not going to sit there and be heartbroken about it. There's still a lot of football left to be played. Obviously, Rangers still have their job to do tomorrow. They still have to go and win, but if they do, then they should be fine. Watching from an Australian Jails club. What part? Like New South Wales or Sydney? That's totally fine, Megan. You take it easy. I'm going to get boosting soon myself anyway, because there's not really too much to touch on or talk about. It's been a very, very frustrating 2 hours to basically sit through. That fucking sucked, I'll be honest. Yeah, that's most likely the plan, Ken. That's most likely the plan. But it is what it is. We just simply take it on the chin and move on. You know what I mean? But actually, I should do that before I depart. When's the next time that we play? Because that's the next time I'll be live. Yeah, right. So there it's there. If you're curious about the next time, that's the stream there. We're up against Motherwell. Fir Park, so if you want to come along for that one, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to do so. I just need to find the outro music. But yeah, there's no real man of the matches or anything like that for me. It's been a definite painful one. Yeah, very, very poor. That's the nicest way to put it, Kevin. But I mean, at least we had a relatively okay stream here, despite all the circumstances. It's been a hell of a go of it at the very least. Fair play to Kelly for taking the point. You can take it at face value. Yeah, McInnes seems to just be a downfall for whatever reason. It's fucked up, man, but it is what it is. Shouldn't have stood. There was a push before the goal. Yeah. I know that's what people are going to say, but it was a very light push and it wasn't really enough to stop Bernabeu from jumping up. So it's a fair enough goal from what I've seen. But it's definitely one of those things. I catch you after, Michael. If you go into if you're already in the Discord, fair enough. But if you want to go into the Discord, then you'll be able to take a wee gander. Most of us are in there. Chateau, mate, if you're still in here, I'll give you a message in like 10 or 15 minutes, okay? So, yeah, fair enough. That's what it is. Fair enough, Sandra. At least you are one of the nicer ones about it. You know what I mean? I can take it. Yep. Feels like it, Dave, mate. Feels like it. But again, we'll see what happens over the next few days. If Rodgers is in charge for the next match, then that is what it is. But I'd be very surprised, if we don't make any big changes or calls. Basically, he's just he's basically just saying that he's shite, Nicola. That's all it is. Classic. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Chateau. But I'll get ready to boost, unfortunately, and get myself some things and all that stuff. But here's a little look at the last one. If you want to come and join us, you're more than welcome to do so. 25th is the next time I'll be live. There might be a video, maybe or so. I'm not honestly too sure in between. It will really just depend on how my mental improves or not. But yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for just taking the time to come and say hello. Even the Rangers fans, we appreciate you in some aspects, but you're more than welcome to come back the next time that we go live. There'll be a few minutes after the chat, so you can still talk amongst yourselves if you choose to, but for now I'm going to boost and get myself chilled out. Catch you after. Celtic are still the best team in the world. Catch you after.